Up next, the social media boss and Perpetua is here. Pep, good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Professor.
morning.
What's happening in social media today?
Well, so many things are happening, and I think we'll start with the political as usual.
I think you're getting more political these days.
Not
Which has interest in becoming the president. You have an ambition. You're not
calling
talking. Have they bought the form
No,
for
they're not
you?
calling
They're
for
not
Have they bought
calling
the
you.
form for you?
Nobody has bought any form for it. By the way, there are people are talking about the issue of buying forms, obtaining forms by proxy. Some persons are like, can we cancel this already? What do you think about it?
Well, support groups can always show up. You can't deny them the fact that they show up.
Absolutely.
Again,
Well, that's
there
what the
are
main topic
questions.
for today. I just
understand.
asked. All right, let's start from Adamu Garba, a presidential aspirant of the All Progressives Congress. Well, he has withdrawn from contesting for the party's presidential ticket. He made the announcement via his Twitter handle on Tuesday. He said he withdrew from the race due to the high cost of obtaining the forms and the cost of running for political office. He said 81.75 million had been generated from private donations, while 1.4 million naira was generated from online donations, giving a total of 83.2 million naira. He promised that the funds would be returned to the donors, and then he encouraged them to send an email with evidence of payment. Well, he also said his next political move would be announced in the coming days, while accusing the APC of taking steps that may likely dent its democratic credentials. And then he made a series of tweets about APC, but then let's just take this particular one where he was saying, he said, "We further discovered that even if we went ahead to obtain the form, the party had foreclosed the plan for primary election because of the presence of the request for a letter of voluntary withdrawal on page 18 of the nomination form. I cannot, in all honesty, rally funds from my supporters in the hope that we'll be having a primary election, then sign a post-dated letter of voluntary withdrawal from the contest. The party, from its convention to this moment, has taken several steps that may dent our democratic credentials as we venture into the third decade of our uninterrupted democracy." Well, that's what he wrote there. And then we have reactions from Nigerians. Let's start from Dr. Joe Abba. Dr. Joe Abba says, "So una contributed to 3 million naira gi Adamu Garba. Una see say una no like me ba. Ordinary ticket to Arsenal and Tottenham on Thursday, una no fit. What I do for this life? At the vex take Twitter break." All right, and then we have the favorite online doctor at Dr. Olufumilayo saying Alhaji Shaboy Adamu Garuba has now withdrawn from the presidential race scheduled for next year after collecting 83 million naira from Nigerians. I'm not saying anything, I'm just trying to remind you all that I warned you a few weeks ago about donating to Adamu. We have some other comments here, but of course I'd like to take your reactions.
Before someone comes to declare interest in political position, I'm sure he or she should have sat down to calculate the cost. What it would take, knowing how politics is played in Nigeria, you know you need to have money. So him coming out to say because of the cost of running for a political position, well, it will make people wonder, didn't you know it would be cost? Well,
you know, he was one of those who reacted when the party announced
100 million, of course.
He was one of those who reacted that it was saying, "See me in you, let us take this." He was the person.
Yeah, but then having to come back to say, probably you should have looked for another reason, but come to say because of the cost, well, it may not sound so well to some people. Of course, people who had donated about the part of the refund, step in the right direction if there's actually going to be a refund in that light.
I hope so. He won't want to do anything.
Well, except those who are willing to get a refund should indicate. With receipts, apparently.
This is what I said.
No, my own take is this. For someone who is a polarized figure on social media, it's quite surprising I was even able to raise that huge amount of money.
I saw that. I was really surprised.
It's quite surprising.
I didn't see that because even I remember on the day when he said, "See you in me," some persons were saying, "Oh, I'll send you one
naira." Some people say 1 naira.
So
something could go as well.
Some persons could really go as far as getting him up to that.
It is a figure deemed as clownish. So to see him raise such an amount of money is quite surprising. But here's the thing. Beyond the cost of the form, he raised something that is peculiar as well to the APC, and that's the issue of voluntary withdrawal of letter and all of that. Again, it just shows you that certain quarters are trying to ensure that, the primaries favor certain quarters as well. Let's leave it at that.
Absolutely. I think we should go to the second story. And I like the fact that you talked about that particular clause in the form. I'm worried, to say the least. I'm like, he's the only one who has put that out there. I hope
No, but the game is the game.
concerned.
One of the guidelines APC gave the aspirants, in talking about 9 guidelines,
Yeah.
is that they were not going to take the party to court and all of that,
Until
and then they were going to agree. Again, the game
Agree.
is the game. Let's leave it at
Those things are
that.
just. I wish we
Let's
could
leave
just
it at
dwell
that.
on
Let's
this,
leave it
really.
at that.
All right, let's move on to the second story. This second story is one that, to some extent, we've been having a feel of it before now. Some persons were wondering, it's about Genevieve Nnaji. Some persons were wondering what's happening to her. She's been, missing in action. And then during Rita's wedding, people
Wedding.
expected that even if you're not there, at least post something. She didn't post. And then
her
Minnie Edo's
birthday.
40th birthday, she didn't say anything. Her own 43rd birthday, she didn't say anything. And at that time, people were already asking questions about her mental health, not necessarily her mental health now. They're asking questions about
whereabouts?
her whereabouts and how she's doing. And then by the time she came up, she was posting some really cryptic thing, talking about pray before you're prayed for.
Yeah.
This dunya is not real. And that just talking about death, talking about mental health. She also posted something saying mental health is more spiritual than physical. Pray. And persons were like, you've not been around, and then you're coming and this is what you're posting. She also posted a picture on her story where on edited picture, she had an afro and then she had no makeup on. And so people were really wondering until yesterday when Gist Lover did the abominable. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said the abominable.
For that statement, I'm sure I shared same thoughts, but just go on.
All right, so let's go on. Online blog post, that's Gist Lover, has shared very controversial reports about popular Nollywood actress. In a Twitter thread, the blog had accused Genevieve of being a drug addict, a lesbian, and currently being in a hospital in Texas on account of mental illness. Well, that's what she put out. I'm saying she, I don't even know if the person is a she or he, but that's what this lover put out. Let's see what Nigerians are saying, and Nigerians are actually reacting to this particular story. The first one I have here is at Topensi. Topensi says, when Gist Lover dropped gist about Mercy Aigbe, Yul Edochie, Nkechi Blessing, Omotola, Nengi, and the likes, you were kicking all over, I don't know, whatever she was trying to say, but maybe you were happy all over the timeline. But because it's about your favorite, Genevieve Nnaji, you're saying Gist Lover is vile. It's the smelling hypocrisy for me. And then another person at Lindy Way O says, Gist Lover is evil. You can tweet about sexual immorality and random gossip, but mental health isn't one of those things to bring to public notice. This is disrespectful. Genevieve Nnaji's privacy has just been violated. Let's take your reaction to that.
So when I saw that story, and what I said to the person I was talking to, I said that, Gist Lover is a gossip blog, quite all right. And then Gist Lover actually said that she
we don't know.
Well, Genevieve is doing drugs that he or she thought it was just lesbianism they would have to deal with in the industry. So he or she didn't expressly even say that. But then what my thought is, irrespective of who is Mr. Aigbe, whoever, the fact that somebody's, and in the statement, Gist Lover said that her media aides, they've not put it all out, but this is a gossip, and he or she why do I keep saying she though? Maybe it could be
Gist Lover.
Yeah, Gist Lover feels the need to let the fans know what's happening. And the question is, someone is trying to hide his or her life, and you're invading privacy. He or she should be sued for that. Well, so the person I was talking to said you don't even know who this person is, so you can't even sue who you don't know. But the thing is, as a gossip blog, people's businesses should be left to them. There's an issue of mental health. You have if I have not come up to say any stuff about me, my media aides have not come up to say anything, you have no right to feel a need to tell my fans when I have not spoken to my fans. That is invasion, and that's an abominable act, actually. It's really abominable, because this is mental health. It's not just any other marriage snatching or whatever.
Exactly.
You should allow people be, allow them
she was
breathe.
even talking about how
whether they are celebrities or not. So you should allow them breathe, actually. All right, Samson.
We're pressed for time, so I'll just leave it at that.
I just took all the time, right?
It's fine,
Apologies
that's
for that.
all right.
All right, that's what we can take on the show today. We appreciate your time on the show. Well, do well to share your thoughts with us on our social media platforms and also our live chat below. Leaving you with a quote from Bruce Fiensti, and it says, the distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. So would not be able to take the reaction from my co-presenters, but then the distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. Do well to be successful in everything you do. That's how people say you're not insane, you're not a genius. Even with the project you're about to do, that they say this is crazy, they start calling you a success and a genius.
Yep.
the best way to prove them wrong is to be successful.
Yeah.
My name is Margaret Abba. Have a successful day today.
Beautiful one. I am prepared to fast on repeat. I do have a successful day.
I'm Samson Lady. Do have a great day.